Hello, in this tutorial we're going to be reviewing how to set up a gradebook using the D2L grade setup wizard. So before you can use the grades tool in Desire to Learn, you'll need to set up a gradebook first. And a gradebook is basically just a list of all the items that you're going to evaluate students on. That could be assignments, exams, discussion board postings. So to get started, you'll want to create a list of all the items you plan to evaluate your users on. Then you'll want to know how much each of those items is going to be worth, how you're going to evaluate your grade items, and then how you're going to want to calculate them. So to get started, let's access the Gradebook area in D2L. You can do this from any course site. Just select the Class Tools area and then come down to Grades. Now we're in the Gradebook. And you'll notice if you have not set up your gradebook, you'll automatically be taken to this Grades Setup Wizard area. If you're not automatically taken to the Grade Setup Wizard, you can select Setup Wizard here on the upper right-hand side. So the first thing I'm going to do is come down here. I'm going to kind of review some things. I'm going to choose Start. I'm going to just start the Grade Setup Wizard. And here it says choose your grading system. You can choose a weighted system where maybe 50% of the points is an exam, 50% are your assignments. You could do a points. It has an example here, 40 points for assignments, 20 points for each assignment, and then the final exam would be 200 points. So the final grade would be the points out of 240. Or you can choose a formula. Now, for those of you who might be new to using a gradebook, an online gradebook like this, I would recommend going for points. That's what I'm going to use in this tutorial. So we're going to select Continue. Now it's going to say, how do you want to release your final grade? Now you can choose Calculated Grade, and that's when the final grade is actually calculated by the gradebook. Or you can choose an Adjusted Final Grade, which means that final grade is manually entered by you. Maybe you want to take other things into consideration. You might want to choose to have the Adjusted Final Grade, because it's going to give you a little bit more flexibility. I'm going to go ahead and choose Adjusted Final Grade and choose Continue. Now it's going to ask you about your grade calculations. This is going to ask you, do you want to drop ungraded items? So grade items that you have not entered grades for are not counted towards the final user's grade. So they're ignored. So if you haven't entered all the grades for an assignment, it's going to be ignored and it's going to be almost like it's dropped. Or you can choose to treat ungraded items as 0. So that just assigns a grade of 0 for any grade item that you want to be grade item as a 0. I'm going to say drop ungraded items, and I'm going to choose here if I want to automatically keep it's updated. If you select this option, final grades are automatically adjusted after changing a grade item or a calculation option. If you did not select this final grade updated option, you must tell the gradebook when to recalculate the grades. So I'm going to keep this selected to have it automatically keep it updated so I don't have to manually keep doing that. And I'm going to choose Continue. Now it's going to say choose a default grade scheme. This is very easy because there's only one and it's been set up by our school. So you would just choose Continue. And number 5 here, manage the view display options. These are the number of decimal places, 2. And you'll notice here there's these small question marks. If you have a question, you can select this. It'll give you a little bit more information about that particular item. And I'm going to choose OK. Now I'm going to choose Continue again. And now this is the student display options. This step controls how grades appear to your users, your students. So you can set up when they will see their grades. Are they going to see the value? Are they going to see a percent, a scheme level, an A, a B, a C? How do you want it to appear to them? So points grade would be releasing the points grade to a user is going to show them the value. So maybe you got 8 out of 10, and that's what they would see. And I'm going to keep that selected. And the grade scheme is going to be associated with the scheme that's set up. So it's a color. So I believe that like green is an A, red would be an F. You could have those colors appear as well. I'm going to choose OK. And then you could, those are the colors, and then the symbol A, B, C, D, decimals displayed. So I'm going to keep this at 2, and then characters displayed. So maybe you want to say good job or needs work or have different titles. You could actually choose how many characters here. Now this last final grade calculation, this option is only going to be available for weighted and points grading systems, but displaying the final grade calculation to users allows them to view their final grade as it was calculated. So they can see the grade items that contributed to their final grade and how much, and which items were bonus grades and whether their grade was adjusted or not. I'm going to leave this blank for now and choose continue. Now we're going to be taken over to step 7, and in step 7 you're going to see a summary. It's going to show you all that you've selected, and I can see my calculations, my scheme, my view, my student view display options, and now I can just choose finish. And that is how you use the grade setup wizard.